What if I told you one of the biggest Netflix shows right now was shot entirely in one take, on this camera? Adolescence isn't just a filmmaking achievement, it's a testament to how far technology has come, how accessible it is, and how much planning it takes to make the impossible feel effortless. So in this video, I want to talk about the production, the gear, and why this show feels so immersive. Before we dive into Adolescence and the tech behind it, let's take a quick trip through the evolution of the one-shot. It started with Alfred Hitchcock's Rope in 1948, one of the first films to look like it was done in a single take. But back then, they were limited by film reels. Hitchcock hit the cuts by whipping past furniture or zooming into jackets. It wasn't seamless, but it was revolutionary. Then there's Goodfellas, Scorsese's famous Copacabana scene, a long unbroken shot taking us through the kitchen and into the club. It wasn't just style, it was character. We feel Henry Hill's world in real time. And then of course we have Children of Men. Alfonso Cuarón took it further with Children of Men. The car ambush scene, shot in a rigged car with remote operated cameras, and the chaos felt real because it was real. From Boogie Nights to Baby Driver, from Spectre's Day of the Dead opening to Birdman and 1917, which are made to feel like entire movies in one take. Filmmakers have used the one shot to create immersion like no other technique. Even in TV shows like The Bear, and now with Adolescence, we're seeing indie sensibilities meet big budget ambition. But what is it about the one shot format that makes it so powerful? It's all about immersion. When a story unfolds in real time, without cuts, it pulls you in like nothing else. The performances feel raw and uninterrupted, as if you're right there with the characters. No breaks, no filters, just pure, continuous emotion. It's like you're being a fly on the wall, quietly observing a world that feels alive and unscripted, almost documentary-like. And with the scale Adolescence operates on, the sets, the people, the entire environment, it all feels real, tangible. You're just not watching a show, you're inside of the show.
Let's go, Joe. Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah. You see it?
So how did Adolescence pull this off? They used a little piece of camera called the DJI Ronin 4D, a camera I've myself have been using for years, and I've always known its potential. So seeing how it's catching on now makes me really happy. And it's also been used on movies like Civil War and the upcoming F1 movie. It's super compact, it's the best stabilization I've ever seen in a handheld gimbal. It shoots in 6K, 8K, and has a LiDAR autofocus, meaning you can use manual focus cinema lenses and turn them into autofocus lenses. And the biggest thing, it's pretty available to everyone. But it's very important to stress that they did not just use the Ronin 4D, they had a lot of equipment. They had follow cars, stunt drivers, wireless transmission, focus pullers, variable ND puller, multiple operators, cranes, drones, carts, and much, much more. What I'm saying is the 4D is just one turning gear in the whole clockwork. But how many takes did they really do? So they are actually going through here which takes they used on which days. On episode 1, it was take 2 on day 1, which is pretty good. On episode 2, they actually used take 13 on day 5, which is crazy. Can you imagine how many times they did it? And on the rest of the episodes, they actually used the last take on the last day, probably. Like, these guys were running it in this production. How did the crew stay out of the shot as the camera moves around? During the rehearsals, the cast would also work through the choreography, allowing the DOP to plan positions of the camera throughout the whole take, as well as the movement of the crew. Sometimes it was necessary for some of the crew to remain in shot. In these instances, they were dressed in costume so they could blend into the show to serve as extras in the shot. That's actually genius, just hiding the people working on the show as extras in the background. That is so cool. When I saw this in the show, I was blown away. I knew that they used a drone and I knew that they handed it off, but like looking at the BTS of how they did it is epic. And it seems so simple, and it is really simple, but it just works. And I just love that they fully committed and just sent it with a shot. There were 320 teenagers playing school children in the school episode. Can you imagine having the pressure of holding the camera and just like not knowing if you're gonna drop it or like bump into anyone? What if someone messed up their lines or did the wrong thing? Depends on the size of the mistake. In some instances they carried on, but often takes were completely abandoned. And I saw an interview with one of the guys working on the show, and there was a mistake where they just bumped the gimbal a little bit, so it just panned a little bit to the side, and they had to abandon the whole shoot. So imagine just like, oh, that's so grueling if that happens. What separates Adolescence from a one-take gimmick is the planning, the blocking, the set design, the timing of extras, the lighting, the riggers, the focus pullers, the audio team. The crew are the ones who made it happen. It's always interesting when movies like The Creator shot on the FX3 or 28 years later shot on an iPhone 15 come out. Suddenly there's this buzz. They did it with the FX3. I have an FX3, so I could do that too. And while that excitement is valid, there's more to the story. But a lot of people forget that these productions have incredible scripts, amazing extensive planning, and the best of the best creators absolutely maximizing the limits that they're given. So yeah, the gap in gear capabilities is getting smaller. While cameras like the Ronin 4D are closing the gap, no amount of tech replaces vision and execution. One-shot sequences are about coordination, commitment, and collaboration. It's not just the camera, it's the people behind it. So if you're an indie filmmaker, don't just chase the latest gear. Focus on the planning, the story, and the people you team up with. That's how you create cinema, one shot at a time. If you found this breakdown helpful, drop a like, subscribe for more deep dives into filmmaking, and let me know in the comments what your favorite one-shot scene of all time is. See you in the next one.